Yo, welcome and what's up gamers. This is a weekly update for news and what Blizzard's been up to. The posts in the video are original Blizzard blue posts that I pulled from Wowhead to help me catch up on what's been going on in the past week, and also to help you catch up on what's been going on. It's been a very busy week for MMO players with the release of Tower of Fantasy, Classic, XP Boost, and of course the Wrath pre-patch launch, fresh servers for Wrath of the Lich King. Season 4 of Shadowlands was also recently released, not even a month ago, and a New World DLC trailer releases, Ashes of Creation news, Dragonflight talent changes, and much more. So some of the biggest news this week is the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch launch on August 30th. With some fresh servers, Skyfury PvP, US West, and Maladaf PvE, US East. I am currently playing on Skyfury myself, because that's where all streamers are playing on. Also, if you have any spare change, you can purchase a level 70 boost through the Northern Heroic Battle Pass for around $50 US. Also comes with some other goodies no one cares about. The boost does not work on fresh servers. Completely up to you if you want to buy this. Let's be honest, Bobby Kotick doesn't need another yacht. And it's not required for you to buy this to play Wrath of the Lich King. I highly recommend if you're looking to get into Classic WoW, now is the best time to do it, because right now there is a 50% XP boost. With the release of pre-patch, there's a lot of the quality of life changes that happened in Wrath, such as getting your mount earlier at level 20 and it being cheaper, it costing around 5 to 6 gold depending on your faction reputation, a lot of the classes being a lot easier to level, as well with the fresh servers. Fresh servers means fresh economies, meaning that the server is not owned by a bunch of people who bought it gold. And Wrath is also set to be released within 3 weeks, September 27th, so really soon. I'm gonna go over classic news first, and then a little bit of what's been going on with Dragonflight. Blizzard is buffing Uldaur gear, normal and hard mode. Normal gear is getting buffed by 6 item levels, and hard mode gear is being buffed by 12. Instead of nerfing TOC, Trial of the Crusader, which Blizzard originally planned to do, but due to player backlash, they went against it. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a way better change, as it doesn't take away the rewarding process of TOC, while still making gear feel more powerful as you get it. A lot of players on the forums were suggesting these changes. It's glad to see Blizzard listening to feedback once again. The 25-man Uldaur gear is being buffed to 232, 6 item levels above Kel'Thuzad, Sathron, and Malagos 25-man gear, which drops in the previous tier. And then the hard mode gear is dropping 251, which is stronger than Trial of the Crusader 25 normal gear. But remember, hard mode bosses only drop one piece of higher item level gear. You're still going to get mostly normal item level gear, but one piece of item will be upgraded to 251. So the influx of gear is not going to be as high as you would think. But as you know, in Heroic, all gear is dropped at a certain item level. In hard mode, only one piece of gear per boss is dropped at a higher item level. Also, hard mode pre-nerfs. They are going to release the hard modes in their pre-nerfed versions, instead of just releasing the whole raid in its pre-nerfed versions. This is going to be a lot better for the casual players, because the Uldaur hard modes are actually hard. They're a little bit different than what we're used to in Classic, with most bosses being tank and spank. Raids in Classic were more about attendance than they were than actual mechanical ability. Hard mode bosses are actually going to be pretty difficult. But if you kill pre-nerf jailer like moi, it's going to be pretty easy for you. Right now, Blizzard is trying to come up with a solution for the PvPers, because a lot of PvPers don't like doing the raids, especially hard mode raids. Most PvPers will only do the raids for the badges. They don't want the gear to be too much stronger than the Gladiator gear, or whatever duelist gear is out at the time. So they're trying to figure out a solution for a good mix for the gear. We'll see what they come up with the next coming weeks. Also, speaking of PvP, Call to Arms, there was a problem with Strand of the Ancients being the Call of the Arms. If you didn't know, Strand of the Ancients is a Wrath battleground that hasn't been released yet, because it is pre-patched. So they have changed it to Warsong Gulch. Blizzard just doing Blizzard things. Pretty much just the goof of the week. Blizzard recently said that they wanted you to be able to use engineering item enchantments in Arena and Battlegrounds. This week they've kind of gone back on that statement, at least for the first seasons of Wrath of the Lich King, Season 5. They decide to not let you use certain items, such as Gnomish Lightning Generator, which is a craftable trinket that does a bit of damage. They're also removing Nitro Boost, which is a belt enchantment that makes you go very, very, very fast. I can see why they'd get rid of this, because if a DK came at you at Mach 5 speed, it's not going to be very fun. Gnomish Nanomatic Projector, which pretty much roots a target for 20 seconds and has a chance to root you, because it backfires. You know, it's a quirky gnomish engineering item. They're also getting rid of this because it's just dumb. Why would this even be in an arena? They also won't let you use Hypervision Goggles, which is a headpiece that allows you to detect stealth. Obviously, they're getting rid of this for rogues and mages and druids. It'd be pretty unfair to completely disrupt their opener with a engineering item. All reasonable changes. Of course, they could add this into later seasons, you know, to make it a little bit more fun. But I can see why they'd get rid of it for the first season, because there's a lot of players coming back to play Wrath. They don't want to queue up for Arena and get smurfed on by someone with 425 engineering. So no gnome tech for Season 5. Right now on Classic, there are server transfers free if you are on the Ferolina, Globulus, or Benediction servers. I play on Benedictions, and I'm telling you, the queues have been absolutely insane. The other morning, I had to be in a 3-hour queue just to play my DK. Just insane. So if you want to change servers, you can. Right now, they're free. If you're on Ferolina, Globulus, or Benediction, you can transfer to Old Blanchy or Silveris. It's up to you, it's your choice. Also, a new hot leveling technique if you're DK is soloing Blood Furnace. I think it's around 600k XP per hour. I'm going to make a guide for this later because I'm kind of interested in doing it myself. I'm also going to be streaming the whole process. So check my channel for VODs, and while you're checking my channel, please sub, hit the like button, do whatever you want. I appreciate anyone who stayed to watch the whole video. Now, Dragonflight changes. They are changing the Hunter and Feral Druid talent trees. They've been changing a lot of talent trees lately, but these two I kind of want to highlight, especially the Feral one, because there's been a lot of complaints on the forums of them not communicating with Feral Druids. I can understand that kind of frustration, because if you look over to the Hunter, they are constantly getting feedback from Blizzard, and Feral just looks like it's been swept under the rug with no communication. I can understand this because the DK talent tree maker went on fucking vacation for like 3 weeks, but we got what we wanted for Unholy. In this post, Blizzard acknowledges the core Feral Druid gameplay, which is maintaining bleeds and using Ferocious Bite in between. Recently, it's been seeming like Ferocious Bite is more powerful than the rest of their abilities, and the bleeds are kind of just an annoying thing. You have to remember to reapply for a little bit of extra damage. Their goal with the talent tree rework is to go back to a bleed styled gameplay. They want Rip to be the center of your damage, with Ferocious Bite being the ability you press when you have additional combo points. They also removed anything that extends your bleed's duration, because they want to make it a bleed spec that's based around reapplying your diseases opposed to extending them with hard-hitting abilities. They also gave Berserk more power, because if you only spent 1 point into Berserk, all it did was make you go Berserk for 20 seconds, and that's it. And by Berserk, I mean nothing, because nothing happens for 20 seconds. So I'm glad they changed this, while still having the additive talents for you to spec into to make it more stronger. They also acknowledge the complexity of the talents in exchange for the power that they give. The challenge with those abilities, they quote, is that if they're strong, they feel required, especially in the case of Blood Talents and Brutal Slash. They've added alternatives for players to add power without the complexity. And in the case of Savage War, it was removed, as they want you to spend points on focusing on maintaining bleeds and weaving in ferocious bites. They've added talents so feral druids can choose the way they play their game. They want feral to feel good in single target and in AoE. It was good to see feral getting some changes because as of late it's just been seen as a meme spec that only losers play. I mean, it's still true, but at least we're seeing some good changes for them. And of course, some more hunter changes. They've been changing hunter like every week, pretty much every Tuesday. They've been getting a lot of feedback, and then they've been responding to the feedback, which is really good to see. They've been lowering the points required for survival hunters, which is good. They've changed Windrunner's guidance a little bit. Each wind arrow has a 3% chance to grant you 10% of true shot. You know, it's always nice having those kind of abilities. And then improving some things within the class tree. Then some added transmog coming into DF. As you can see on the screen, null weapons. This is the weapons that are going to drop from nulls. As you can see, the crossbows, pretty nice looking. I especially like the red one. It pops out a lot. On a dwarf hunter, this is going to look really nice. And then as for the one-handed maces, I like the real tribal look of them. I like the bones at each side. It looks like it came straight out of Rust. Like someone just made this with their bare hands and is using it to beat things up. My favorite one is the red one. And then the two-handed mace, I like less. But I feel like the green one's going to do really well with the Tomb of Sargeras Warrior Mythic set. And then the Noble Shield, it looks like they just fought a big-ass bear and left a bloody mark on it. Either that's a Noble Paw. One or the other. It looks very nice, very basic. And then some more transmog cosmetic items, cooking and gardening themed weapon transmog. I'm glad to see that they're adding more transmog into the game for professions. Just like the engineering goggles, it's always nice to see them add T-mogs. Then a fork, which is considered a dagger. It's a basic dinner fork. And then a pronged dragon dinner fork. And then a garden shovel. You know, use the shovel chance. It's considered a staff. And then a hand shovel, considered a dagger. And then this weapon here looks crazy. A rake. It looks like a staff with a bunch of daggers on the end of it. This looks like it'd be insane looking for PvPers. And then a hoe. Alright fellas, that's all. This was a new content series I kind of want to do every week. I know I didn't really say much in this video, but I kind of just want to make it short and sweet and just, you know, something I can do every week. As for a planned video series, I have a DK dungeon solo guide for classic coming up real soon, so turn on notifications for when I stream it and then when I post it after I'm done editing it. And then a Wrath DK guide. I'm not sure which spec I want to do first. I think I'm going to start out with Unholy DK, then Frost, and then make separate guides for all three. But besides all that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.